Hi. So that was my video, just released this week, and I just want to talk a little bit about what happened on Saturday night at the Ron Paul event at the Texas History Museum, fundraiser event for his campaign, and it was just unbelievable. There was about 1,000 people there at least, and everybody was so supportive of him. When he came in to walk from the door to the stage, it was standing ovation, thundering. The place was thundering with applause for about 5 minutes.
For people in the audience who might not know this, who is Ron Paul?
Okay, Ron Paul is running for president for the Republican nomination. He's a U.S. Congressman from District 14 in Houston, libertarian views, and he is against the war. He voted against the war, against the Patriot Act. He stands for freedom and liberty, individual freedom and liberty, and some of the things he was saying in his speech was that the primary role of government...
And so he was the one that was in the debate.
Yes.
That took this position.
Yes.
That all the other Republican candidates had tried to attack him for, and yet this was the Fox debate, and he actually was ahead in that debate poll.
Yes.
Even though he took a position that the other candidates didn't.
Right, exactly, and he got attacked by Giuliani for saying that terrorist attacks are our foreign policy brings on terrorist attacks because we're occupying and invading these other people's countries, and Giuliani said, well, I take exception to that. I was in New York on the day of 9/11, and I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories, but I've never heard anything like that. And Ron Paul basically came on CNN and he defended his position, saying that this is according to CIA reports and other government reports that say this. This isn't Ron Paul's opinion. This is government documented fact of intelligence, and it's even in the 9/11 Commission report. So the next day on CNN, Ron Paul just slaughtered Giuliani by saying, you know what? If you're Mr. 9/11, how come you haven't read the 9/11 Commission report? Why are you attacking me? Yeah, oops. How come you're attacking me for saying what's in the 9/11 Commission report? And you're Mr. New York 9/11 security? I don't think so. You owe me an apology. So they just can't do anything to him. But at any rate, the Texas History Museum, and he gave this speech and talked about defending liberties and freedoms.
Right here in Austin, Texas?
Right here in Austin, the Texas History Museum. And he was talking about the proper role of government and what his fiscal plan is, and he says, you know, we don't believe in social programs and these kind of things. He said, but you have to realize for generations people have learned to depend on the government, so we can't just all of a sudden cut off millions of people, including our elderly, and throw them in the streets. So he has his policy, his plan for fiscal reform, change foreign policy. We would only need a third of the money currently for our military to bring all our troops home and protect our borders. The rest of the money, most of it would go into the deficit to try to balance the budget, and then what's left, he would have proper reform for the health care system and the Social Security, so that we could start weaning these people off slowly, eventually, and get our society into more of a free market system. It was amazing. But the most incredible thing about Saturday night was what happened after his speech. Let me tell you what, the man would talk to everybody. He had a professional photo shoot. Everybody could come and take individual pictures with him, and after his speech, it took him more than an hour to work his way from the stage to the door. Anybody that wanted to talk to him could. The crowd was literally thronging him, okay? But it was an incredible, peaceful scene. He was signing autographs. He was shaking hands, taking business cards, answering questions. Anybody that wanted to talk to him could. Anything that anybody asked from him, he gave it to them, okay? He wouldn't deny anyone, all right? And he proved to me that night that he means what he says when he's going to stand up for individual sovereignty and liberty, because he treated us as individuals that night. He didn't just address us as a group in his speech. He came to each one of us individually. It was the most amazing scene, and I got to talk to him for a while. I got to talk to his wife, Carol, for a while. They are the most down-to-earth, sincere, caring people you will ever meet in your life. We were laughing, telling jokes, giving each other hugs. He showed me he's just one of us. He showed me this is the way a president, this is how you're supposed to relate to your president. He's just one of us. He's one of our peers. It was incredible. Anybody that...
What did he think of your music?
Well, I gave him a CD, but he said that him and his wife were going to listen to it in the car on the way home. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, they were so sincere and down to earth. This was not a politician giving fake handshakes and a plastic smile and just giving lip service just to get votes. These people are for real. I met them.
Well,
So it was
I sat
incredible.
next to him at Double
was
Dave's when
incredible.
he was in Austin one other time. But yeah, see, he's
incredible.
a constitutionalist libertarian. You may not agree with him totally on every last little bit of things, but of all of the possibilities of all the people who are running, he's way out there in front because he has taken the position that needs to be taken on the foreign policy. He has had the courage to say what not even the Democrats are saying. We're not hearing this from the Democrats that we're being attacked. They're here because we're there. This is Ron Paul saying it. He's not saying we should be isolationists, that we should not be trading with people, but we should not be invading
Military,
them. And because of that, he won over people like I was watching Bill Maher's Real Time on HBO the other night, Friday night. This was shortly after the debates, and of course they took a really hard slam against all the Republican candidates except Ron Paul. Bill Maher actually said Ron Paul's his hero, and it was for this foreign policy thing, and he confronted his guest, Dodd, Senator Dodd, who's running for president, saying, "Why aren't you Democrats saying this kind of stuff too?" So I guess we should ask the question. Why aren't you Democrats saying this kind of stuff too?
Yeah, and there were people there from the Democratic Party, Republicans, Libertarians, people were there from the Green Party. Okay, his message transcends the entire political spectrum. It makes sense to everybody. I mean, it's just amazing. And he's saying, I'm the only one who's advocating true conservative policy, and they want to kick me out of the debates. And some of these neocon brainwashed Republican followers, the neocon globalists have hijacked the Republican Party for so long that these people don't even recognize true conservatism when it's right in front of their face. We've got to educate the people because it's starting to look like he actually has a serious chance at winning the primary. He's ahead in all the polls. Mainstream media's articles are finally starting to write about him. Austin American Statesman, AP article, same AP article was in the Dallas Morning News. Okay, AP, he is starting to get positive treatment by the mainstream media now. Okay, so it's transcending. We've got to back this guy because everyone else is a liar, a crook, a thief, and they're part of the globalist agenda. So
for those of you who are liberals, if you're a classical liberal, that means you don't want the government to be messing with people, and that actually is where Ron Paul is.